185 flying fortresses of the US Air Force, protected by RAF and Free French fighter planes, dropped 366 one-ton bombs on the site. The northern part of the site is laid waste, and many workers are injured or killed. Others take their chance and escape.
The magnificent forest which surrounds us was no more than a field of craters, a lunar landscape. Even today, you can still see some impressive signs of the bombing. When work started again in November 1943, the German authorities used a great number of deported prisoners of all nationalities. It's in their memory that the flags of all these nations now fly at the entrance to the path they used to go back to their camp, escorted by their dreaded guards, the Capot. Today, it's known as l'Allée des Drapeaux.
You can imagine the huge proportions the first bunker must have had.
At point number 1 is the floor of the second level, reserved for the storage and assembly of the V2s without their warheads. This hall was to have had a height of 46 feet and was intended to contain around 120 rockets. Opposite you, adjoining the north face of the bunker, at point number 2 on your plan, is the storage area for the liquid oxygen coming from the production factory at point number 8. Either side of this area, at point number 3, were the transfer galleries through which the rockets would have been moved to the fuel and launch preparation stations, point number 4. Once prepared, the V2s would have been taken through the lateral corridors, point number 5, to be taken outside the bunker to the launch pads at point number 6. The launch was operated from the control tower at point number 7. You can also see the gaping hole in the floor on this level left by a big bomb. The enormous concrete block on the roof of the liquid oxygen storage area was ripped off by the explosion of a 6-ton tallboy bomb. You can still see the impact of this bomb on the northern edge of the bunker roof.
Look what I found.
Behind you was one of the large ready-mix cement plants which supplied the original bunker. The existing bunker was chiefly supplied by a plant located much higher up and which was damaged during the numerous bombardments. Around you, you can see a large number of bags of cement which have solidified. The concrete produced by the plant was pumped through to the site by special pumps. At this level, a large number of feed pipes and directional spouts distributed the concrete to the various shuttering points. Because of its shape, the Germans called this system the Spider. As for the finishing and leveling work, this was carried out by young Belgian workers using wheelbarrows and wherries. Further down, a commemorative plaque honors the memory of the young Belgians who worked at the cement plant.
Try to imagine the huge work site required for the construction of such a building. In 1 year, 35,000 workers relayed each other to erect this concrete monster. A real human anthill.
The work began as of March 1943, following the original plans of the Todt organization. Mechanical diggers, winch bulldozers, decovial tracks for steam locomotives, cranes, gigantic concrete mixers, and a multitude of construction machines invaded the forest of Eperlecques. Day and night, under floodlights, 3,000 laborers toiled ceaselessly. More than a third of the works were finished. Over 1.5 million cubic feet of concrete had been poured when, on the 27th of August 1943, a dull sound was heard in the distance. Here, you are at the heart of the Eperlecques bunker. The colossal gorge that you've just come through closed the passage to the railway lines. It is 7¼ feet thick. Over 3,000 cubic feet filled with concrete. Over 215 tons in motion. Today, it's just 72 feet high, because the tunnel has received a 10-foot backfill in order to raise the floor level above the groundwater